Level 1, Wizarding 101. Level 1 magic introduces the first rule of spellcasting. If you can't control the magic will control you. These spells teach precision before power. Lumos transforms a wand into a focused beam of light, a lifeline in dark corridors under Hogwarts, where Filch wanders like a predator. Nox shuts it off because mastery includes knowing when to stop. Alohomora temporarily disengages lock mechanisms. Hermione practically speedrun the school year with this, unlocking doors like she owned the castle. Reparo restores broken objects by guiding matter back into place through memory and intent. When Hermione performs Oculus Reparo on Harry's glasses in the train compartment, it's not just a fix, it's control over structure itself. Early transfiguration drives that lesson deeper. Turning matchsticks into needles proves reality is adjustable. A desk into a pig shows how far that can go. McGonagall pushes discipline because miscasts here mean embarrassment, not disaster. Levitation introduces magical physics. Wingardium Leviosa redirects gravity, momentum, and lift. A feather floating isn't impressive until you realize it's the first step toward moving anything. In secret dueling practice, playful spells like Rictus Sempra allow harmless hits that still enforce accuracy, and defensive locks like Colloportus counter Alohomora, creating a push-pull understanding of magical opposition. Level 1 isn't flashy. No explosions, no dueling glory. But this tier proves the core truth of magic. Every spell is a negotiation between power, focus, and intent. Master these fundamentals, or higher-tier magic, will break you before you bend it. Level 2, the Survival Kit. Level 2, spells shift magic from classroom exercises to real survival tools. Accio is the star here, a summoning charm that forms a direct magical link between the caster and a desired object. Harry using it to yank his firebolt away from a dragon wasn't dramatic flair. It was physics rewritten in a single shout. Its counterpart, Depulso, drives objects away with equal force, useful in a duel to disarm or shove aside threats. Environmental control becomes critical. Aguamenti conjures clean water on command. A simple trick in a cup, a literal lifesaver in fire-filled corridors. Finite Incantatum works like a reset button. No matter what chaos is happening in front of you, one focused word can snap the battlefield back under control by severing active magical effects. Defense now means preparation instead of panic. Protego blocks direct magical hits, giving a wizard the chance to stay upright long enough to think. On offense, Petrificus Totalis locks the target's entire nervous system. Neville collapsing stiff as a board proved how quickly control can change hands. Healing magic emerges too. Episci accelerates natural recovery, like when Tonks casually fixes Harry's broken nose after his rough encounter on the Hogwarts Express. Stealth isn't forgotten. Muffliato scrambles sound around the caster, turning whispered plans invisible to nearby ears. And then there's Obliviate, the most dangerous utility spell ever taught. Erasing memories means protecting secrets or rewriting someone's life. Hermione casting it to save her parents wasn't strategy. It was sacrifice. Level 2 introduces real stakes, spells that protect your body, hide your intentions, and decide what is remembered or forgotten. Magic is now survival, not schoolwork. Level 3, the Duel-Tier. Level 3 is where magic becomes a weapon. These spells decide fights in seconds. Stupefy releases a focused shockwave of red energy that disrupts both balance and consciousness. The moment it lands, the duel is over. In the Department of Mysteries, the DA filled the air with these blasts like lightning in a closed storm. Expelliarmus may look modest by comparison, but removing a wand is removing the threat. It's the signature spell that ended Voldemort, twice, proving that control beats cruelty when aimed perfectly. Defense now determines survival. Protego forms a kinetic shield that absorbs or deflects incoming curses. Hermione's use of it during the Battle of Hogwarts shows its real job, keeping you alive long enough for your next move. On offense, Reducto breaks structure itself, shattering obstacles or exposing enemies hiding behind cover. In the films, Bombarda amplifies that force into explosive entry. Walls become dust, and doors become exits. Movement magic changes pace and pressure. Impedimenta freezes an enemy mid-stride, creating that one moment you need to strike first. Against fast opponents like Death Eaters, a fraction of a second isn't a delay, it's victory. Humiliation, hexes like Levicorpus, Snape's quiet invention, flip enemies upside down mid-combat, reminding everyone that fear and embarrassment can disarm courage as effectively as pain. Level 3 isn't chaotic spell slamming, it's choreography. Block with Protego, disrupt with Impedimenta, clear space with Reducto, then finish with Stupefy or Expelliarmus. Every move stacks pressure, every second counts. This tier separates wizards who cast spells from wizards who win battles. Level 4. Silence as a weapon. Level 4 strips spellcasting down to its essence, thought becoming action. Non-verbal magic removes the spoken incantation entirely. The wand moves, but the only command is in the caster's mind. Without words to stabilize magic, doubt is failure. Snape's sixth-year lessons showed this painfully. Students who hesitated produced sparks, smoke, or nothing at all. Those who succeeded proved faster than sound itself. Silent dueling means no warning. No shouted Protego to signal defense. No cry of Stupefy to dodge. In the Order of the Phoenix and among Death Eaters, non-verbal strikes flashed like instinct. Shields slammed up mid-blast, curses flew without revelation, and reactions replaced planning. Some take the silence further. Wandless magic, here the wand, a wizard's greatest amplifier, is removed. The caster channels raw force through their own body. Harry unintentionally performs it early on, blasting Aunt Marge into the sky with pure adrenaline-fueled magic. Dumbledore turns it into artistry, commanding objects, freezing enemies, even conjuring flame directly from his will. Mental combat lives here too. Legilimency and occlumency often occur with no movement at all, a quiet invasion, a silent defense, victory decided inside a mind no one else sees. In Snape's office, a student could fail a duel without ever drawing their wand. At this level, magic feels alive. Spells no longer rely on pronunciation or perfect gestures. They rely on emotional clarity, battlefield awareness, and instinct honed to a blade's edge. A duelist who reaches level 4 doesn't announce power, they let the results speak first. Level 5, the Nightmare tier. Level 5 crosses a line. These are spells built not to defend or disable, but to break, control, and kill. The 3 unforgivable curses define this tier. Imperio hijacks the target's free will, turning a person into a silent passenger inside their own body. In the Second Wizarding War, Death Eaters used it on entire families to ensure obedience with no visible struggle. Crucio is pain refined into a spell. It overrides the nervous system, replacing every sensation with agony so intense it can shatter sanity. Bellatrix's torture of Neville's parents proves that the curse doesn't just hurt bodies, it destroys lives. Most students can't cast it properly because the curse requires real cruelty. Hatred is the fuel. Then there is Avada Kedavra, a green flash, a collapse, and silence. It doesn't wound. It removes life instantly by severing soul from flesh. No shield charm can block it. Only physical obstacles or ancient protections stand a chance. Voldemort's reign was defined by how casually he used it. Dark magic beyond the unforgivables is equally lethal. Sectum Sempra, born from Snape's handwritten experiments, slices deep wounds across the body with invisible blades. Only immediate counterspell action prevents fatal blood loss. Grindelwald summoned Protego Diabolica, a cursed fire fortress that spared loyal followers and incinerated everyone else. It wasn't a barrier, it was a judgment. What separates level 5 from all previous tiers isn't power, it's intent. These spells require the caster to mean harm, to revel in dominance or destruction. Magic reflects the heart behind it. At this tier, the darkest parts of a wizard's soul become the spell itself. Level 6. The Old Magic. This magic obeys laws older than wands or wizard duels. These spells rely on sacrifice, life-binding, or collective power, and once cast, they cannot simply be undone. The Horcrux ritual is the darkest example. Murder violently tears the caster's soul, and a concealed enchantment anchors that fragment into an object. Voldemort didn't just hide pieces of himself in the diary or the locket. He chained his existence to them, forcing magical destruction on a level so deep that only basilisk venom, fiend fire, or similar cursed forces could break the connection. Oath magic turns promises into life-or-death contracts. The unbreakable vow surrounds clasped hands with flaming cords, sealing each clause into the participant's magic. If the vow is broken, the violator dies instantly. Snape's oath to protect Draco wasn't symbolism, it was a death sentence waiting to trigger. Elemental curses amplify destruction to overwhelming scale. Fiend fire is living flame, shaped as beasts that devour anything, metal, enchantments, or flesh. Crabbe's final spell in the Room of Requirement showed why few dare wield it. Even the caster becomes prey. But Level 6 also contains magic driven by hope. The Patronus Charm, a glowing guardian formed from a wizard's strongest memory, is rare because conjuring joy strong enough to repel Dementors is nearly impossible. Harry learned it at 13, a feat most adult wizards never achieve. The largest protective enchantments reshape entire battlefields. During the Battle of Hogwarts, Protego Maxima, Repello Inimicum, and animated defenses turned the school into a fortress that resisted Voldemort's army itself. These spells don't just block attacks. They rewrite the rules of who may enter, survive, or even stand on the land. Level 6 proves magic is more than casting. It is commitment, consequence, and in many cases, the price of a soul. Level 7, reality-breaking magic. Level 7 is where spellcasting stops following rules and starts rewriting them. These are acts of magic shaped by loyalty, legacy, and sacrifice. Spells that don't just change a situation, they change what should be possible. In the Battle of the Seven Potters, Harry's wand unleashed golden fire that destroyed Voldemort's borrowed wand, despite Harry being unconscious and silent. No incantation, no defense. Just a wand choosing to protect its true master. That wasn't a spell, that was allegiance made lethal. Priori Incantatem reveals another hidden law. When twin-core wands meet, their magic clashes with time itself. In the graveyard, Voldemort's wand was forced to regurgitate the echoes of his past victims, allowing the dead a moment to stand beside Harry. Magic here doesn't follow physics. It follows history. Elemental command becomes pure instinct. Dumbledore summoning a controlled firestorm in the Inferi-filled cave wasn't spell recitation. It was a wizard bending the environment to his will. Water, flame, glass. At this tier, the battlefield becomes the wand. Death magic marks the highest boundary. Lily's protection rewrote Avada Kedavra, anchoring Harry's life to love stronger than dark power. Years later, Harry, walking into the Killing Curse, willingly created a new bond, death that failed entirely because he chose it. No spell words, no wand movement, just intent powerful enough to alter fate. Creation magic lives here too. Snape inventing Sectum Sempra, Voldemort forging new curses, wizards authoring reality by adding spells that never existed before. Level 7. Magic isn't learned, it's earned. And those who reach it don't just cast spells, they change the world.